Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. We're so glad that you're able to join us. My name is Mike Jensen. I'm the guest host. I hosted once and they still asked me back. I'm impressed. It's amazing. Owatonna Today Show can be seen multiple times Monday through Saturday on Charter Channel 181. And the show can be found on the internet on your YouTube channel, Owatonna Today Show, Facebook, and thethirdhandvideo.com. Like us on Facebook and you'll receive a direct link to each new show on your Facebook page. And you can follow us on Twitter at Owatonna Today. Owatonna Today always welcomes your comments about the show and your ideas for show topics and guests. You can contact Owatonna Today via email at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by calling the show's producer, Leanne Alt, and her phone number is 390-5751. We have a good show for you today. Our guests in studio will be Roger Warehime with the Owatonna Public Utilities, as well as we have some folks from the Homestead Hospice House. So right now we're going to take a quick break to hear from some of our show supporters. Then we'll be right back with our first guest, Roger Warehime. Please stay with us.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings from the Steele County Historical Society. We invite you to visit us and enjoy your county's history at the History Center and Village of Yesteryear. For current exhibits and events, check our website, www.steelehistorymuseum.org.
Well, Roger, it's great to have you with us today. I know we were talking before we came on the air. Yesterday was my first time to be in the new Owatonna Public Utilities building, or I guess I should say the old building that's been repurposed. What a gem. Yeah. I was absolutely amazed at what they've done in there. Maybe tell us, I think you were going to have an open house. Maybe
Correct.
Tell us what's happening with that, or what's going on with that.
Correct. Yeah, I was planning on coming on today and talking about the open house that we were hoping to have at the end of March. In fact, in our newsletter last month, we kind of gave a little teaser of that. But we decided to push that off till June.
Okay.
We're really close to being finished with the project, but you know how projects are. Towards the end, there's always these little details that you're trying to get done.
Well, and I can't imagine in a space like that, had to be lots of little discoveries along the way, or things that you had to redo or rework,
right.
or
Absolutely, yeah. So we are very close. We did open the south entrance to the building, and we've closed the east entrance for right now because the permanent entry is going to be put in there.
Okay.
As you may recall, there was kind of an ugly ramp that went up there for several months. That was a temporary ramp, and they'll be putting a new entry on, and they're actually using several of the wheels that were in the old power plant. They're going to be welded together to kind of form an entryway, so it'll be kind of nice.
Well, and I was amazed as I was in the building, the number of things you've used to repurpose, using floor grates now for divider walls, fences, power coating them or whatever, and using the boiler doors for decorations on the wall. And there were some cases along that one hallway. Is that going to be artifacts or things going in there?
Yes, exactly. And that's one of the other things that we decided to wait for June, because there are some artifacts that came out of the power plant. We want to have those on display. And actually the Steele County Historical Society is working with us kind of to make that historical demonstration there as you walk in. And we're not quite done with that. And we want to be all done and have good weather before we open it up to the public.
Well, absolutely. You want to make sure that everything's the way it's supposed to be. With any open house, you want all those last minute details taken care of. Now, one of the things I noticed when I came into the space, there's the customer service area, then there was a few steps, and there was this large open room. What is that room, or can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've named that the Morehouse meeting room.
Okay.
And that is where we hold our commission meetings monthly.
Oh, okay.
It's also where we have employee meetings and training and things like that. And we're also opening that up to the public.
Oh, you are?
Yes. It is available to nonprofit organizations if they would like to use that space. And we recently published our guidelines and have put those up on our website. And so you can go to our website and go to the About tab, and you'll find meeting guidelines and all the information there, as well as an application form to apply and use that space is available.
Tell me a little bit about the space. What's, the capacity? Does it, seat 20, 50? It seemed like a fairly good sized space.
Yeah. Now the little plaque on there that says how many people you can have in it is 284. Now I think that would be pretty tight.
Exactly. Kind of like some of those school buses that say you can fit. I'm like, certainly not this body. Little children maybe.
But we have seating up to 84.
Okay.
And there are tables, and it's very adjustable. You can arrange it in different ways. There are 2 large screens that are available. So if you bring in a laptop, you can actually tap into the screens and do your display and things like that. Okay. So and it is available to nonprofits at this time, and it's during business hours. Okay. So that would mean Monday through Wednesday from 8 to 5. Thursday we're open until 7, and Friday until 3:30.
Okay, well that definitely gives some good hours for, informational meetings, public events, things like that. Right. A great central location where people can easily find you. Now I'm trying to remember, were there windows that overlooked the Morehouse Park?
Yeah, they look out on the river there.
Okay.
And, you can actually see the dam from those windows. So. Yeah, it's a pretty nice space.
Well, it definitely will be a good space. So hopefully the nonprofits in the community take advantage of that and visit your website, clicking on the About tab?
The About tab, right. You'll find there's an application to fill out there. We do ask that we receive that application at least 14 days before your event. Okay. And not more than 90 days. So we kind of have a window.
Right.
When you can sign up and reserve that room.
Okay, well it'll be fun to see that room come to use or finding ways. Well, that's with your space. I mean, you're going to find lots of new ways to utilize your space overall, even for you internally. Now, you had said earlier when we were talking too that there's a number of new rebates or things that are coming online.
Yeah, a few changes. We really have all the same rebates we've had before, which there are lots of them, so you can go on the website. But a couple changes. One is on dryers. Before Energy Star never had a rating on dryers. They've come out with a rating that there are now Energy Star dryers that are more efficient than a standard dryer. Wow. And so we do have a rebate on that.
But I would think dryers are a pretty heavy consumption of energy, whether it's a gas dryer or electric.
Yeah, they are. And I think I'm not sure, to be honest, how they made them more efficient, and that was always the issue for years and years. The Energy Star didn't have a rating because they were all really about the same. So, but somehow they've come up with ways to make them dry more efficiently, and so we're able to offer that rebate. And it's up to $50. It's either $25 or $50, kind of depending on whether it's gas or electric.
Now, is there a standard way you're to go about for those rebates to redeem them, or how does that work? The rebate process. Some folks maybe have never used that before, taken advantage. So maybe we can kind of walk them through how they would go through that process.
Well, the first thing is to make sure that whatever you're purchasing qualifies for the rebate. That information is on our website or on the rebate forms themselves if you want to stop in and get one. And then once you've done that, it's just a matter of turning in the application with the receipt and provide the rebate.
You said make sure that they meet is it on the packaging of the product that you're purchasing? Would it indicate some sort of level or star or something? Is there indicators that way?
Yeah, definitely. Like on the case of the light bulbs, you're going to want to make sure that Energy Star logo is on the light bulbs. Usually, when you're buying an appliance, you're working with a salesperson, and they should know that as well. And usually there's
it's a selling point.
It's a selling point for them, and usually as you walk down the aisle, it says this one's Energy Star, this one isn't, and so on. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the washing machines, Energy Star has actually come up with a higher rating now, which they're calling most efficient. So they now have Energy Star, and they have most efficient Energy Star. And so if you get the most efficient Energy Star washing machine, there's actually a bonus rebate of $50 added to that.
So you can actually take advantage of some significant savings.
Yeah, exactly. You could actually get up to $150 rebate on a most efficient Energy Star washing machine. You get another $50 on a Energy Star dryer. So if you've been thinking about getting some new washing equipment, maybe now's the time.
Now, are you seeing? Is there any seasonality to, you know, the number of rebates that come through the utilities? You know, in the beginning of summer and construction, is that a busier time for you with rebates, or?
You know, it tends to be the end of the year.
Okay.
Is where we see most of our rebates, and then January there's kind of a lull.
Tapers off a
bit.
bit.
Yeah, people are maybe recovering from Christmas or whatever.
Maybe they're getting that washer dryer for Christmas.
Then we start to pick up, and it's probably a little early yet to start talking about the air conditioner tune-ups, but that is another rebate. Maybe next time here we can start talking about that.
Yeah, hopefully spring is coming.
The weather will warm up eventually.
Exactly. Oh goodness. Now, I think last time you were on, and I wasn't here, but you talked a little bit about water service lines, and maybe had some follow-up on that. Is there?
Yeah, that's we launched that in January, and it's our water service line protection program, which for this year is free to all our customers. It's $1.99 per month, but for this year we're actually crediting that back to our customers so they can decide if they want to stay in the program or not. I would say predominantly most people have decided they want to stay in the program.
Maybe talk or give a brief overview for those that didn't hear last time. What is that entail, or what's the program?
The water service line, which is the line that brings the water to your house from the main, into your house, that's actually the property owner's property, and they own that.
Okay.
And a lot of people are in the misconception that, if that breaks, it's the utility's going to come out
I
and
always
fix
thought
it.
Yeah, okay.
And that's not the case. It's actually paid for. The installation is paid for by the homeowner when the home is built, and they are responsible for maintenance if it develops a leak. And because of that, people get a big surprise. It can be very expensive, especially if you're cutting into the street and digging up the street to make the repair. It can be $4,000 or $5,000, and most people aren't planning on that kind of an expense.
You don't have that money sitting around. No,
and it's not a fun thing to spend your money on.
No, I'd much rather buy one of those appliances.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're in the program, then that cost would be covered if you have that problem.
Okay.
And in addition to that, it covers one time per year to thaw a frozen service line. So far this year, we haven't seen any frozen service lines, but last year there were many.
Well, it was so cold last year. Oh goodness. This year we've been, knock on wood here, we've been a little more mild that way. So, we've had a great time visiting with you today, and just kind of recap some of the things we talked about. Now, the open house has been pushed back till
end of June.
End of June.
Yeah, we don't have a specific date yet, but that will be coming.
So lots
soon.
more information will come since then. But you are open for business, so folks, if
Absolutely.
they have questions, comments, they can come in
Absolutely.
and visit the folks there, and,
Right.
and you're ready to help them up.
Absolutely.
So, well, we certainly appreciate you being with us today. We're going to take a quick break for our show sponsors, and then we'll get right back with the Homestead Hospice House. So please stay with us.
What would you do if you or your family had to go to bed hungry every night because you did not have enough food to feed your children or yourself? This is Stormy Traum from the Steele County Food Shelf reminding you that March is Food Share Month. So far this year, we have provided food to over 500 Steele County residents, and the need continues to grow. Please help us keep our shelves stocked with nutritious food by donating money or non-perishable food items to the Steele County Food Shelf. Our goal is to raise $100,000 this March. No one in Steele County should have to go to bed hungry. Thank you for your generous support of the Steele County Food Shelf.
The majority of fatal home fires happen at night when people are sleeping. Smoke alarms give you time to escape. We recommend that you have a smoke alarm in every sleeping room of the house and on every floor in the common living areas. Smoke alarms should be tested monthly, and batteries should be replaced at least once a year. This is a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Well, we're back with some folks from the Homestead Hospice House, and maybe we'll just start with some introductions. If each of you want to maybe share, who you are, maybe a little bit about what your capacity is with the Homestead Hospice House.
Sure, I'm Bill Donovan. I'm the manager of Homestead Hospice House, as well as Owatonna Community Hospice and Home Health Care.
Okay.
And I'm Sue Anderson, and I'm a volunteer.
Wonderful. Well, it's great to have both of you here today. Maybe we should talk just briefly or a little bit about Homestead Hospice House or hospice in general and some of the significance and the importance of that. I know for our family, I was telling you off air before we were on, my mother-in-law passed away, I think it was 3 weeks ago now, and hospice was such a critical part of that experience for us. They really led us through those final days and that final journey. Took a lot of the fear and anxiety and some of those things away for us so that we could enter kind of the grieving process and work through that. Sure. Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Hospice, and there's two kinds of hospice that we provide here. Homestead Hospice House, which is where folks come and we provide 24-hour service. And then our community hospice program, where our team goes to the patient. The patient can be in a nursing home, assisted living, a group home, or their own home, and our team goes there. And hospice is a team approach. It's obviously end-of-life care, and it's all about comfort care and compassion care. And a whole team of professionals provide service. We have RNs, we have social work service, chaplain service, volunteer services, as well as home health aid team that will come into the home or into a facility and provide the care. That same team also provides the service to anyone who comes to Homestead Hospice House, but different at Homestead Hospice House is 24/7. We have a nurse and an aide in the building, and they're able to provide 24-hour care.
Wow. Definitely powerful for the family. Now, Sue, I think you said you volunteer at the house itself.
Yes.
Maybe talk about some of what you do there or how that volunteer work, what does that look like?
Well, Tricia Johnson we have actually a volunteer supervisor, and she organizes everything. And I don't even know how many volunteers there are, but many, many volunteers. And you do a two-day training all day to become a volunteer. And there's many things you can do. You can work outside in the yard. We have bakers. There's ones that visit out in the community. My choice was to stay at the hospice house and work directly with anything that they need me to do. I kind of laugh. I'm kind of the house puppy because I do decorating and anything that they need done. But my joy is working with the end-of-life patients and their loved ones. So I do that, my choice. I do it once a week.
Okay.
And I can spend as long as I want there or what have you.
Are there any typical activities or things that you see, that you do or that from a volunteer standpoint with patients or things that a lot of patients request or want?
We have some specialty volunteers that do we have some that sing, some that will read to whatever the patient or loved one wants, whether it's the Bible or stories or just talking to them about their life. And that is I enjoy so much hearing because they have so much to offer, what they've been through in their life. But we have a music therapist that will come in and play the piano, so it's whatever the family, has decided that they want. We try and give them everything that they can. And even out into the community, I started out by going to the different facilities
Okay.
and being with them. But anyway, we have a broad spectrum of volunteers that fit just about every need that there is for our patients.
Okay. Now, Bill, is there a time, or I mean, when the family should be looking at engaging hospice with their loved one? Is there
Sure, if
a
I
nice
can
window?
just step back and say,
Yeah.
we have a fantastic volunteer program, about 120 volunteers,
Oh, wow.
all local here from the community. And then she mentioned singing, and I was remiss, there was two other individuals that are part of the team that I mentioned, and that is we have a music therapist and we have a massage therapist.
Okay.
So all of that whole team is there for both the patient as well as the family, because some of those services are for the family.
Okay. Okay.
And in terms of hospice care and when to think about it, it's obviously end-of-life care, and it's when it's when the patient's physician may be indicating there's nothing else that can be done in terms of improving the person's health. And hospice is a legitimate aspect of the continuum of health care. And not an easy decision, but I can tell you that when people make that difficult decision, that the satisfaction level is very high that they made it, even though it was very difficult. I should point out that in Owatonna, we measure our census by what they call median length of stay. And in our hospice program, so this is including both the house as well as our community hospice program, our median length of stay is 11 days. In the cities, with Alina Hospice, their median length of stay is 17 days. Nationally, it's 27 days. So I would like to say that in this area, people are making the decision very, very late in the process. And we could be of such benefit for both the patient and the family if we were engaged a little sooner.
I would agree wholeheartedly, especially with what we went through.
Okay.
I mean, it certainly was very helpful when you came on board to guide us through that process. Now, all of these things can't happen unless there's some revenue and some dollars to help offset some of that. And I know you have a couple of events coming up that maybe we should talk about a little bit. I think there's one happening on St. Patty's Day. Did I hear?
Yes, maybe if I could mention what the event, what the fundraising is for.
Perfect. That'd be awesome.
The two fundraising events, and we'll talk about those. But what we do is throughout the year we have several fundraising events for our patient care fund for the Homestead Hospice House. Medicare and other insurances pay for the health care component of hospice. And the Medicare hospice program, I think, is fantastic. What they don't pay for is the room and board charge in a place like Homestead House.
Okay.
That's no insurance covers that, and Medicare does not. So the house was built about 11 years ago. In May will be our 11th year anniversary. Not only did the folks in the community decide to build a house, and by the way, the community of Owatonna, in fact, owns the house, and there's a board of directors that manages it. They also had the foresight to start what they call a patient care fund, realizing there would be individuals that would not have the financial means to be able to stay at Homestead to pay the room and board charge. That being said, these events are to fundraise so we can have finances for those individuals.
We're running short on time, so we want to make sure we get to them. The first one is St. Patrick's Day, and that is...
And then that's going to be at it's a corned beef and cabbage meal at the Elks Club, and that's on St. Patrick's Day, and tickets are $15.
$15. Where can they get tickets?
Either at Homestead Hospice House or the Elks Club itself.
Wonderful.
And
then-
cookies.
And cookies. Okay. And I think you're working on a phenomenally fun
Yes,
event.
yes.
Maybe quickly talk about that a little bit.
I'm excited about this. This is a new one, and they gave me the horns and said, run with it. So it's the Fabulous Love Handles are playing at the Eagles, March 27th. It's a Friday. Doors open at 6, band starts at 7.
Okay.
And advance tickets are $8, and 10 o'clock, or why do I say that? At $10 at the door.
Okay.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And so it all goes
So a fun
to the
evening
patient.
with them, and so you have the Fabulous Love Handles, which are a tradition in this area. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people know them and will recognize that group. So
Yes.
playing a lot of 50s tunes, 50s music.
Yep. You put the two together, the Fabulous Love Handles and the Patient Care Fund, and can't go wrong.
I don't think so. Now, will there be food available for purchase that evening?
No, we chose not to have food, but you can order food through, you know,
Through
the
the
Eagles,
Eagles.
their, you know,
And their wait staff there. Okay.
right.
Sounds good.
So-
Now, will there be some silent auction items or other auction items?
Nope, we're going to go just with the dance. I
love
do
it.
have a little surprise that we're going to do that you can buy for the fundraiser, just a little fun
little
thing, but I'll
something
keep
extra.
that a little secret.
Oh, it's always good to have some secrets. But I
Yes.
think it's really nice. People are over inundated with those, you know, auctions, baskets, all of those things. So it's nice to come to an event where you could just come, have a good evening, let your hair down, dance, and have a good time. So
Yes.
we certainly appreciate you being with us today
Thank you.
and sharing a little bit more about Homestead Hospice House. We'll take a quick break for our show sponsors, then we'll come back with some community announcements. So
Okay.
please stay with us.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amy Martinez.
And I'm Adam Martinez, owners of Snap Fitness in Owatonna.
Snap Fitness is a fast, convenient, and affordable fitness center, and we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hello, I'm Shawn McNulty. And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna. And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Well, thank you for being with us today. We want to make sure that we hit a few highlights of some of the things that are happening in the community. In celebration of National Youth Art Month, the Owatonna Arts Center will host an exhibition with K-12 students' work from Owatonna Public Schools. The dates of this exhibit are March 1st through the 29th. Owatonna Hospital is hosting an open house event to showcase the Penny Gorge Institute for Health and Healing at the Owatonna Hospital, our new integrative therapy outpatient clinic. The event will take place on Tuesday, March 10th. We also have the Steele County Humane Society has an event coming up on Thursday, March 12th. On Saturday, March 14th, you have a chance to support the Steele County Free Fair and enjoy a delicious barbecue rib dinner. The fair and Hy-Vee in Owatonna are offering a roundup supper from 5 to 8 in the Hy-Vee casual dining area. Tickets will be available on site. You can round up your purchases at Hy-Vee Wednesday through Saturday, March 11th through 14th, to also lend your support to that. We have another event on Saturday, March 14th. It's the third annual Mike Jensen Memorial Washerboard Tournament. And all proceeds from the tournament will be donated to the Owatonna Park and Rec Scholarship Program in Mike Hansen's name. In March, we have a number of blood drive events, and they will be held on Wednesday and Thursday, March 18th and 19th from noon to 6, and on Friday, March 20th from 8 to 1. That will take place at St. John Lutheran Church. Just around the corner, we have the United States Army Field Band and Soldiers Chorus, which will perform on Wednesday, March 18th at 7 at the high school. And just a side note to that, anybody that knows Andrea or Tim Van Gelder, Andrea's sister is in the Soldiers Chorus, so that'll be a lot of fun having that happen. We talked about earlier in the week, we have the AAUW group will be hosting an event called Breast Cancer Superhero Portrait Project, Friday, March 20th from at 7 p.m. at the Owatonna Arts Center. There are lots of things happening, so please take advantage of all of those and join us for our next show when our guest will be Habitat for Humanity Crisis Resource Center. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.